it felt so crazy with the timing. It was financially draining. It was emotionally draining. And we were like, we need a break. Big city in the dark, trying to find this big hotel.
Every little detail, it's like the universe just kind of hand-picked things that we would love.
It took my breath away.
It was stunning.
Small town girl.
Like, I'm in love. I'm
like,
in love
I
with
live
San
here?
Diego. Welcome back to another episode of At Our Place with Megan and Sherell. I'm Sherell.
And I'm Megan.
What's up?
What's up?
Where you been?
It's been a little bit. Where you been?
Where you been?
They're like, where have you
I ain't
been?
seen you in weeks. Where you been?
Yeah. If you don't know.
Just boob-offing through life.
Yeah. Wait, us or them?
Them. They're just boob-offing through life. It's nice to see them here on our podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you finally came around. No, we know it's our fault for skipping a week because we went
to San Diego.
We went on a little trip.
We went on a little trippy trip.
Gonna tell you all about it. But if you're listening for the first time, welcome to our place.
Yes.
We are happy that you're here. What about us?
We are wives.
We're just normal.
I mean, y'all know, but if you don't know, here we are. We are wives. We live by the beach. We are domestic.
Yeah, we have one dog. And
Every time you say that, it just sounds so sad.
It does. I'm still not used to it.
I literally, after this podcast, am going to edit a vlog, like our last vlog with Caius, and it's about to be so sad.
Yeah. I miss him. It's kind of like we could ignore. So he passed away. Our other dog passed away of cancer. And this was like a month ago or something like that. I'm still not used to it. I feel like we've kind of adjusted with our daily life, but it's still kind of like, whoa, what just happened? You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. In fact, know exactly what you mean.
I know exactly what you've gone through. No way.
Yes, I do know. But we actually got a sweet card from our vet.
Oh,
they all signed it.
nice.
It was like 15 people all signed it. They all loved him. They all adored him. He was kind of like a little celebrity. Yeah. And because we had to go there so many times for treatment. But
can I say what they put in the card?
Sure.
Before we put Caius down, because he was getting really weak and really sick, we wanted him to have a peaceful going as much as we could, but we never got the chance to get a good like paw print of his paw, and our vet sent us a card I think a few weeks afterwards, and they had gotten a paw print of his paw, and it's just like, it made us cry, that's for sure. So
he just stood there and cried.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough with the sad.
Yeah. Just put it back in its little box.
Put it back in the box, compartmentalize, deal with that later.
Yeah. Now you know us, and we also play music. I don't know if you said that.
I did. Yeah, we also play music together in a band called Speaking of Roses. Also individually we make music, so
yeah, we met that way. Two lonely singer-songwriters pouring their hearts out to the world met each other.
But that's a story on a different podcast episode that you can go listen to.
Is it? Did we talk about how we met?
Pretty sure we did. If we didn't, call me out and we'll do it.
We should do another one.
Anyway, how are you today?
I'm doing well. What did we even do today? I'm trying to remember. We went to a different beach. We lived by the beach, but we went to a different part of the beach, and we sat with Aliko and just watched the ocean. And there were a couple of children selling lemonade.
She had like a sign on a broom that she was doing tricks with and screaming, lemonade for sale, lemonade for sale. Mm-hmm. She was living her best life.
And we were walking past, and these girls were selling lemonade, and it was really cute. It was like, oh, they're selling lemonade.
It was so wholesome. We all know what it feels like to sell lemonade or sell something as a kid, right? We all
I've sold lemonade and cookies.
Me too. And my mom made us sell it for 5 cents. I had it for $1, and she said, 5 cents. And I said, what's the point? And she said, well, I bought it. So
So your mom bought the lemonade that you're selling, and so therefore she gets to determine
set the price,
the profit margin.
I gave up on that business. It wasn't very lucrative for me.
How old do you think you were?
Actually, I think it was a penny, and then if you wanted a giant cup, it was 5 cents.
You sold lemonade for a penny?
I'm just letting you know, my mom did it. It was not my idea.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, what's wrong? Are these people broke? Because I am.
That's why you need the money. Oh my gosh, that's really funny.
We did a lot of shady things. My sister got me to wax her car, wash it, vacuum it on the inside, and wax it for $1.50. But if I didn't clean the inside, it was 75 cents.
How long ago was this? Was inflation crazy like it is now?
I mean, I'm only 32, so I think this was when I was like 8.
And it seemed like it wasn't enough back then.
She was cheating us out of her.
I feel like, yeah. Anyway, I feel like I used to sell lemonade for like 25 cents maybe. 50 cents was like too much.
I mean, you're from the Bay Area. I feel like y'all should have made bank.
Bay Area lemonade
But
stands.
also, like, people aren't walking around outside in the Bay Area. Y'all are too techie.
No. Well, people drive by and then they're like, oh, let me stop and get some lemonade. Anyway, so
let
back
me
to
pull
earlier.
my Tessie over and get some lemonade.
So today we got these lemonades from,
This rude white guy, this rude white old man with his little posse. He was like middle-aged.
Yeah, so we were walking and we were thinking about getting lemonade, but we were like not sure.
We were not sure. We were just like, love to see it. Keep walking. Then while we were passing her, this white guy in a foul mood literally like laughed at her and said, you should make your sign darker so it's more readable.
He said you should make the letters darker so you can read the sign that she was holding.
And him and his group of friends just laughed and walked on by.
I literally said under my breath, I said, well, that's why she's yelling lemonade so that you can know what she's talking about. You didn't say it under your breath.
You said it pretty loud.
I thought about yelling it back at him. I know, I'm not normally that type of person.
And then she said, we're getting lemonade. So we went to support them and bought 2. And guess what?
It was the best lemonade I've had in a while.
It was like freshly squeezed, perfectly tart, perfectly sweet.
Amazing.
Ice cold, refreshing.
Yeah. But now I've got my tea, and I hope you guys have your beverages, coffee, tea, and are ready to jump into
San Diego.
Wait, I should have asked how you're doing.
Yeah, you don't care. So
how are you doing, baby? What? Like a mumbling.
Well, let's see. I had a panic attack last night, and
oh my gosh, that was so
it was even made more sad because during my panic attack, usually Caius comes over and gets me out of my panic attack.
Emotional support dog.
I know people like to throw shade, but he's been my registered emotional support dog for like a long time, because when it was just me in the house with him, like he would break me out of my PTSD stuff. Anyway, so I haven't had one without him since I got him many moons ago, 8 years ago, 6 years ago, well, somewhere in there. And I feel so.
It was like, I don't know why I'm laughing because it was so sad.
So pathetic.
So Sherell had a panic attack last night, and I was like, oh, you know, comforting her or whatever, but like when you're in it, right? And normally you have your emotional support animal, but now you don't, because he died because of cancer.
So then I'm just like,
so then you were bawling. I'm like, I didn't have my emotional support dog.
I don't have my dog. And then I went from like violent panic attack, like PTSD episode, to like just now I'm weeping. I was weeping. There was snot. There were tears. It was like 5 a.m. It was so sad.
Yeah.
And then Lico came in, and gave me a bunch of
kisses. I brought in Aliko, and he's not the same personality as Caius was.
That's okay. He has his own.
Yeah, he's licking your face, and
yeah,
I don't know. I love him.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to like bury your face and your fingers in the dog's fur and just nuzzle them. Sometimes you just need to, and that brings you back to reality.
If you can't tell, we're dog people.
We're not cat people, so don't bring that shit around here.
Whoa. Hey, I'm an ally to cat owners.
I'm not.
Oh my gosh. Some of your best, closest friends are cat owners.
Yeah, we can't all be perfect.
Okay.
I've had cats and I want to like them, but they just seem so mean.
My only thing about cats is that I'm afraid of them. I'm afraid of their claws. I'm afraid of them snapping. Like,
I feel like I have like a healthy fear of cats. Like, I don't know. I've lived with one that didn't want me to live there. Like, I moved in with some friends and they had a cat, and she hated me. Like, she would hunt through my room while I was at work.
The cat?
And like shred certain things, like rip up my phone charger or like my hat, or so she would just shred my things and then leave them right there on my bed. And then I would walk in and she'd be watching me discover the things that she destroyed.
Yeah, they're unpredictable. If you have a predictable, lovable cat, I would love to hear about it.
Yes.
Let us know in the comments.
Because we're afraid.
Yeah, we're afraid of cats. Underneath every source of hatred is fear and insecurity.
Honestly, I don't hate cats. I'm just scared. So.
Help.
No. Oh, so San Diego, babe.
Yeah, so we told you guys we would catch you up, and now we're doing it.
But today we want to talk about, like, it kind of rolls into this idea that the universe will give you what you need when you need it. The universe, God, whoever.
Yeah.
Like, they will give you what you need when you need it. Because after, I would say, like, we were freaking wrecked pretty much from, like, January to a week ago.
Our life's been a lot.
Yeah, and you guys know you've been rocking with us, but it's just been like heavy and hard, and the grieving process is hard, and then like finances were hard and jobs were hard, and everything just seemed really, really, really hard.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like physically, my body went through the ringer, so I was healing, from injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
It was just a lot. It was a lot of hell.
Girl, just say that it was a lot.
It was a lot of shit. It was really, really hard. And we had to kind of just like suck it up and take care of Caius.
Yeah. And we did it with so much love and thankful that he was there, but also having the hardest time ever. And yeah, you guys know.
Y'all know.
But yeah, basically what I was thinking, I was thinking about our trip to San Diego, and I was thinking about how during the hard season we were like, I'm so looking forward to just like a breath of fresh air after all of it, because we knew
we needed one.
We knew Caius was gonna die. Sucks. We knew that eventually we would get out of this hard financial situation. Like, we knew there's got to be a next thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think we finally kind of got it. And so you've taught me a lot. We're a bit like spiritual, I guess. Both have Christian backgrounds. We'll call ourselves Christians, believing in God.
Sometimes we'll call ourselves Christians depending on who we're around. We're like, we're not claiming you. We're not one of you.
Yeah, it's liberal Christians. I don't know. But basically what I'm trying to say is you have taught me, because you had kind of a different perspective on spirituality. You've taught me to kind of look out for signs from God in my life. Mm-hmm. Like, God knows me so well. He knows the things that I like. and, you know, how he made me. So maybe like this particular thing that would happen to me on a certain day would mean a lot to me. And it's kind of like a little sign of hope.
It's like a little thing between you and God.
Yeah. And, you know, some people would be like, it's like a hug from the universe or something like that. And so I think I've been looking out for those signs, and I don't know. Just
San Diego felt like a hug from the universe.
Yeah, it felt like a sign in a way. So how we ended up going,
first.
Yeah, go ahead.
I applied to a new job. 2 new jobs. Kind of wrapped up in one. And I got both of them. Like, we found out the day before we went to San Diego. No?
No. Well, found out that you got the job.
Yeah, I got the call like the week that we went to San Diego that I got hired for these 2 positions that are in my sweet spot. And I was like, I don't know. It just was like a burden lifted off of me, because I don't know if you guys know, but like I was going to the police academy and then I got injured, and it kind of like turned everything on its head. So I was just recovering and kind of in limbo. And now I'm back in my sweet spot doing work that I love at a place that I really enjoy. But yeah, I got that call right like the week we went to San Diego.
Yeah, and I saw an opportunity with my work to go to a work conference, a marketing conference, and I was like, might as well. It's one of those things where I don't like to be outside of my comfort zone. I'm kind of introverted. I don't like trying new things.
She's shy.
Yeah, but I know this about myself. So if I see something that I know will be good for me or fulfilling or make my world a little bit bigger, I like put it into action before I can really freak out about it.
You're like, I already committed.
So I was like, hey boss, I'm good. I would love to go on the conference in San Diego. I'm gonna go. Here's all the numbers and everything. And then like a week before the conference, I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Who am I?
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I'm so thankful because my mom actually came from San Jose, and she agreed to
watch our little pup,
watch our home, watch our pup.
Because that's the thing. Her work let me come along, all expenses paid.
Yeah, well, not all expenses paid.
Well, not for me. Like, I got to go to the hotel and not pay for it.
Yeah,
I had to pay for my own food and stuff. But still.
Okay. Anyway, I got a hotel for the conference, and I was like, hey, you're allowed to come with me, so why don't you come with me? And
you're basically like my little sugar mama.
Oh my gosh.
That was your arm candy.
Yeah. I figured we could both get out of the house. But that's the thing, is this trip was kind of like, it felt so crazy with the timing that I feel like it was kind of a sign from God almost, of like, you two have been through the ringer. You need a break from your house. You need to get out of the house, you know. And we spent a lot of money on Caius.
He needed a lot of care, and it was
financially draining. It was emotionally draining, and we were like, we need a break. We need to get out of here.
We can't afford to do it.
No, we can't go anywhere. But out of nowhere, it's like within 2 weeks, I'm going to a conference. We're going to San Diego. My mom's coming to watch our dog. It's all beautiful and it's all working together. And it was like at the perfect time, because it was right before you started this new job. So it's kind of like, I don't know. And then on top of that, so we went to get the car rental.
Oh, you're going to talk about the car.
And this is where like the real sign, I feel like. So
I've always had this thing with God, the universe, Jesus, Allah, whoever you want to say. I've always had this thing where if I see a certain car, Mustang, go by, it's kind of like, it's like a smile from the universe. It's kind of like a thing we have. And I've always seen one at extremely pivotal moments of my life. Like and the different colors mean different things. So when I like was buying your engagement ring, literally walking out, this gorgeous 1967 white Mustang drove right by, and I was with your sister. I was walking out of the jewelers that just purchased your engagement ring, and I saw it go by, and I was like,
that's incredible. Man, see, and I never thought this way before I met you. I was very like, my faith is in the Bible, and I'm just a practical person, and I never looked out for like signs from the universe, that kind of stuff. So when you talk about it like this way, I'm
say
like,
you're like practical, and then you reference the Bible. The Bible's not that practical, but continue.
I guess it's just like, oh, you're a Christian, you should
yeah
journal and go to church and that kind of stuff.
Here's the formula.
Yeah.
You follow the formula, and you didn't look for the supernatural.
Yeah.
The spiritual.
But it's like enchanting being around you, and I don't know.
That's nice.
Well, you just like, this is the way that you move in the world, and it's kind of making me more hopeful and excited about the world around me. So
I'll tell you guys,
the white Mustang is like our wedding, kind of.
Yes, exactly. And I'll tell you one more cool thing about a Mustang. I was feeling very like unsure of myself when I was in my coming out process, like figuring out my sexuality, figuring out if I was going to be okay and what I believed theologically. And I was in a house, and I felt like that inner knowing saying, run to the window right now. So I ran over, I looked, and there was like multiple Mustangs that just drove by.
Whoa.
I was like,
that's crazy.
So yeah, it's always been a thing. Anyway, so back to the Mustang. We go, her work's not gonna rent her a Mustang.
No, we just ordered like the Toyota Corolla
eco car.
Yeah, just like the cheapest one, basically.
Like a little meet $30 rental car.
Yeah.
So we get there, and the guy looks confused. So like this young cool guy, and he's like, what do I do? And I hear him like talking to his like partner, and he's like, oh, it's the only one we have. So he goes, well, we don't really have the car that you rented. We only have 2 cars. One's a big SUV and one's a Mustang.
He's like, do you want to drive a Mustang convertible? and we looked at each other.
Like, yes.
And what's funny is we parked right next to it, and then we were like, oh, haha, I want to take the Mustang. And we were like, yeah, okay, whatever. And so we were like, okay. Which is like,
I was thoroughly weirded out. I was like, there's no way.
Yeah. So it was almost like, okay, here's this trip to go away with each other that, is in your budget. You can just go away and not have to worry about it. And like cherry on top, Mustang convertible.
Oh, there's so many cherries on top. Just
yeah.
wait.
And another like additional cherry on top when we were at the car rental place was one of you guys, one of our little people, was like, hey, speaking of roses. And we were just like completely out of context.
Yeah.
What? Somebody's saying our name?
Yeah.
And he was just like, hey, like I've been following you guys online, and you talking about your dog and all this stuff. And it was just like, oh my gosh, like I feel so seen and cared for, and we're about to go in a Mustang convertible on a trip. And
right as we were leaving, he just like recognized us and affirmed us and encouraged us. It was awesome.
Yeah. So
it was really fun.
Yeah, we drove down the coast. We put the top down.
She had her little like shawl.
You got me a shawl because you're like, that's what people wear. I didn't know. I've never been in a convertible.
Because if you drive with the top down the coast, your hair's gonna blow everywhere. Yeah. So it was like, you need something, and you don't wear hats.
Yeah, so I had like a scarf over my head and my sunglasses, and I was like,
all you were missing was the driving gloves.
Oh yeah. We were listening to the Beach Boys. I felt like I was like an old little lady.
You are an old soul.
I loved it.
Yeah, we just took our time because your mom was happy with Lico, which, side note, I think she had like a nice little vacation here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our little bungalow.
Yeah. I'm like, okay,
like,
come again.
She did say she would, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then we go down the coast and like we get there in the evening because we just took our time. Mm-hmm. And San Diego is huge. And I've really only been there like a couple times.
That's the
and
thing
didn't
is,
explore.
We've been there before, but
not real. I didn't stay significant amounts of time there.
Okay.
So for me, it was like, whoa, this place is kind of scary.
This place is giant.
So I felt like we were country bumpkins.
Yeah. I don't know. We've gotten a little too comfy in our little tiny town.
Which is weird because like we grew up in and around cities.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I think
I didn't grow up in the city, so I guess I have an excuse. But you grew up in the Bay Area.
Yeah, I don't know. And I've been to San Diego before. Something about showing up. We kind of made it when it was getting a little darker, and so we were like, you know, big city in the dark, trying to find this big hotel.
Driving around with this really fast big car. We're like,
yeah. It's not as scary as LA, but we've also been to LA quite a few times, and so it's like it was a new place for both of us to be just together. And
yeah. And then we got to the hotel, and I did not realize that the hotel was like, let me just tell you about this hotel. This hotel was luxury hotel.
And the reason we booked it is because it's the same hotel that the conference was at. So just putting that disclaimer out there for my work.
Well, yeah, it's literally like we were on the 16th floor and they were on the 3rd floor, 6th floor.
I don't remember.
So it's just like she just rode down to the elevator to get to the conference every day. But we get there and we're like, they were like, would you like the ocean view or the city view?
They didn't say it like that.
We got the ocean view? No, we got the city view, which is perfect.
Yeah, and we're so used to hotels like, oh, the city view, it's going to be looking at...
like you're facing a wall.
like you're facing the gross ceiling of the building that's right next to the hotel.
Yeah, I got a city view in Fremont before, and I was like, I can't see shit out
like,
here.
It's like kind of whatever.
Don't brag about it.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, we got the hotel room.
And she was apologizing. She was like, I'm sorry, but we got to go to the
I literally said, I'm sorry, I got the city view because the water view was like more expensive.
Dudes,
and
let me tell you.
We walked in and it was like 16th floor.
Well, first you have to walk in and like where we parked, like is across from yachts. So we're like we parked the Mustang like on the marina, mm-hmm. and there were just like yachts and all kinds of things right like literally 5 feet in front of us. And I was like, oh my God, we're like here, like at the heart of it. Mm-hmm. Then we walk into the hotel and the hotel has like 10 restaurants, not even just like restaurants, like restaurants. So you're like walking through these restaurants and going to the elevator. You're like, oh my God, like I've never seen this much in a hotel before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then you ride up and then we walk down this gorgeous hallway to our room, open the door. What do we see?
We just see the most beautiful city view that I've ever seen. Like I've never been to a hotel room that had a genuine city view.
A whole view.
And since it was darker by the time that we like checked in, got to the hotel room,
yeah, it
was just, we turned off the lights so we could see it, but
no, they were off already. But it was like San Diego at night. That was taking up the whole wall.
It took my breath away.
It was stunning.
Small town girl.
Like, I'm in love. I'm in love with San Diego.
Oh my gosh. And then in the daytime it was so pretty, and I don't know, something about it.
And so you went to your conference, but like I spent the mornings, like I wish I could say I spent the mornings sleeping in, but you made me wake up.
Wake up early.
Made me wake up early to go have breakfast with you before. It was nice. Yeah. But like I would come back to the room and I would literally just like look out the window and see San Diego and say, what do I want to get into today? And I'd like point at a place I wanted to go because I wasn't about to be that girl. I just waited for you in the hotel room. But I'm exploring. So I would just like walk around the city and just get lost in it and explore and talk to people.
You texted me such cute little update pictures. You were like, me with a coffee, and you were like, I explored today.
Yeah, I found this dope bagel place. Oh, that was a great.
Reminiscing.
That was a great trip.
We found our favorite.
We're not telling you guys.
Spot.
We're not telling you guys because we don't want you to take it. Actually, I don't want Rachel to take it.
My sister. Yeah. No.
Sorry, Rachel.
Oh my gosh, it's our place.
It's our place. At our place.
Oh. Yeah, there were lots of little things that you really enjoyed. Yeah. I really enjoyed the conference. I just kind of felt like I have this opportunity to like network and meet a lot of new people, and I don't go to a lot of conferences, so I just like, I'm an introvert that put on her extroverted.
Nobody knew she was introverted there. You were like the most popular person at the conference, I'm sure.
I tried to be. I tried to meet new people every single day. There was tons of presentations and stuff. So it's like, while we got to go there and be in a new place and it was refreshing, like I felt like I personally got to get like excited in my like professional brain, I guess.
And you looked hot the whole time. You looked hot the whole time.
In my professional attire.
You were wearing like professional attire, and I was like, I don't know, I was smitten.
Aww.
I'd just like watch you with your little lanyard, like just go to your conference and your like little fancy purse. Bag. Is it a bag or purse? Whatever.
Both.
And you just looked like professional, and they kept you busy. You were like busy. It was like
conference, or it was like the conference all day, and then afterwards there was like cocktails and networking. So I like
you were smashed. I feel like you were smashed every time I saw you.
Hey,
you'd like pop in. I'm like, you were drinking, and then I come pick you up after, like meet you at the marina, and you're just like, oh.
It was like
you have a certain laugh when you're drunk. You're a happy drunk.
Oh, well, I was still professional. I'm trying to keep it professional, but I had a really good time.
You had a great time. And you were not smashed. You were just like happy.
Yeah. And it was fun too, because it was like the best mixture of nerding out about what I do, for my job, and then also just like hanging out with new people and drinking cocktails. And this was after like a full day of learning. But in any case, I'm like, holy cow, how do we get to just be here and do this?
It was amazing. Like you got what you needed, which was to just network and learn and basically geek out in your field that you love and you're extremely respected in and good at. And I got to rest and explore and meet new people and be in a new city. And I hadn't had that like feeling in a long time of just being like alive in a place I didn't know.
Yeah, we've been home for a while. So
yeah, it was just, when we do visit places, but we visit places we already know because we're visiting people we know. But this trip, I was like, I'm not here to see anybody. I'm just here to be here. And I just got to explore by myself, which I haven't done in a while. And I
made me so happy that you did that.
Well, usually I'm exploring with you, but I got to be by myself, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that part, there's a part of me that comes alive when I'm just dropped in a new place and I have to just like explore and figure it out.
And you called me one time and you were like, I'm walking around and exploring. I'm not sure where I am, but I think I'm headed back. Were you lost, or you were just like going?
I had like Ghirardelli milkshake and like chocolate strawberries. And then I was vlogging. So like my hands were full of things. And you had said, oh, let's meet up at a certain time for like dinner. Like an early dinner.
Just the way you called me, it sounded like you were lost in the city.
Well, I was lost in the city, but not in a bad way. I was just like, I've been walking for hours and I'm nowhere near, I can't be anywhere near the hotel. And it turns out I had like walked in this giant like square So I was like 10 minutes away from the hotel.
Oh, okay. Not a big deal.
So, yeah. No one truly gets lost now that we have iPhones. So
that's true, I guess. I think you have shared your location with me, but I don't check it. I'm not that type of person.
That's good, because that is uncomfy. I do check yours.
Oh, how often?
I don't know, like once a month.
Oh, that's nothing.
If you're like, I don't know, if you're out and about, or I noticed that you left to do something that should have taken 10 minutes and you've been out for 30. I'm like, where are you?
Where is she at? So. What's she doing?
Sometimes if I'm extra anxious, I'll check to make sure you actually got to work safe. And I'm like, oh. But then it's delayed and it'll show your location like a side of the road somewhere.
What?
She should have been at work already and she's on the...
Oh, you have too much time, my love.
Well, not anymore.
So. Not anymore with this new job.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway, San Diego was amazing. We fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Went to Balboa Park. Mm-hmm. That was awesome.
Yeah.
It's so big. I feel like I've never actually fully explored it.
I loved it. I love Balboa Park. And what else did we do? We got a giant pizza. It was like bigger than...
It's bigger than this table.
It was gigantic.
It was huge. It barely fit in the car.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be that big.
That was awesome. And every person that we met was like friendly, and there were so many couples that looked like us.
Yeah.
Like interracial couples, queer couples. There were so many black people. It was so awesome. I was like, I miss you guys.
How was your experience with that? Because I genuinely feel like going to San Diego was a sign from the universe that like eventually we'll end up in like outside of our small town. Like, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Like we've been talking about, in the future, you know, when, I don't know when, we're flexible, but we're like, where would we want to go? Would we want to go to LA? Would we want to try somewhere completely new? Mm-hmm. Would we want to go live near one of our close friends, which is like all the way on the other side of the US? Like, where are we going to go? Where are we going to land? And
I think we realized that for us, I don't know, our hearts came alive there.
Yes.
Just being around other types of people. Not even other types of people, but like people like us and a bunch of them.
And you were like, it's so enlightening.
Oh no.
It's enlightening.
Oh no. What are you about to say?
I already knew we kind of lived in a slightly small-minded, not even slightly, kind of small-minded, but also liberal because we're in California. But the fact that we went to San Diego and you were like, everyone here is nice to me.
Not a single person was mean to me.
I'm like,
most of the time people didn't even notice me.
Yeah, and you were like, this is great.
It's like my shoulders dropped for the first time in years. I was like, oh. Not the first time in years, because we've been to like other places with lots and lots of people of color. But it was just so cool to be like in a place that had queer people, interracial couples, tons and tons and tons of black people who are all thriving.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was a beautiful, wonderful experience. And I'm so thankful for it. Yeah.
Yeah. My shoulders dropped and then we drove back here and I was like,
it felt like coming back to a smaller town.
Which we love our home. And we don't, there's no shade to our community here. It was just different.
I would say we strongly like our home. Because love is like a bunch of warm, fuzzy feelings.
I don't get the warm fuzzies about our city.
Yeah.
But that's been true for a while.
Yeah. For like ever, I think. Like we're like, we strongly like it here. Yeah. And we're just looking for next steps. So we'll see. But it definitely felt needed. It felt like it gave us hope, just like for the future. It gave us energy and excitement. And
it gave me belonging.
Just casually.
I was like, I belong here in this city. This city's amazing.
You were like vlogging, taking videos of stuff, and nobody blinked an eye. Like nobody stared at us or you or
Dude, I talked to like business owners and just regular old people just doing their jobs. I was just walking around chatting with people and they were all cool. I was like, oh my God, I belong here. I'm not a nuisance. I don't stick out. Oh my God. This is amazing.
No wonder. Y'all who live there, no wonder you like it.
Yeah, we get it.
We get it.
First time I went there, I was like, meh, I don't see the appeal.
I've been there a few times, but that's the thing is it was always to like visit a friend or basically that. And so now just going with you, it was like a little getaway.
Well, I like the other main time. I went there. My brother got married, but basically stayed in an Airbnb and didn't explore because we were just there for a wedding. But then I went there to visit some friends and I was like, I don't get it. Like we went to a pier.
We went to the really busy, crazy part of San Diego.
So it was like my introduction to San Diego and I was like, I just spent 3 hours trying to park the car literally in the same block.
Yeah, it was not the best experience, but this
time was amazing.
This kind of was
amazing. Yeah. So San Diego was great.
Yeah.
Thank you to the sponsors, your work for Sunday, guys.
No, I told my boss, I was like, I'm so thankful that I got to go. Thank
you to my wife's big brain for being good at her job and being worthy of being sent to such a cool conference.
Hey, everybody's worthy of
I don't know. Not everyone's good at their job. So
I can't always say that I was good at my job because sometimes you have a job and you're like, I'm kind of just floating along. I'm not really putting my best effort.
No.
You have a biased opinion.
No, I don't. You're great. Everybody else is mediocre.
Y'all, she is biased over here. But I do the same thing for you. Like if you have a partner, you kind of know what it's like. Like you are the best at what you do.
You're the most qualified.
Out of everyone you work with, you're the best.
You're the only one on the planet that could do what you do.
Basically. It's so true.
My wife is better than everyone.
That's so true.
San Diego.
We kind of just wanted to catch you guys up and
now we're back and we're happy to be back and we feel like refreshed and
we feel like our world just got like just a little bit bigger.
Yeah. And just to know that there's other people like us out there. You guys are out there. It was awesome. And it's awesome to be back and to feel really refreshed and energized and kind of like, we're still grieving, but we got what we needed.
Yeah. And it feels like, so before we even like went on the trip, I was talking to you and I knew that like a more positive season had to be coming because we'd gone through so many lows in such a quick amount of time. It was like, it has to be looking up.
The universe is pummeling us.
Please.
Stop.
Please make it stop. But I was telling you, I could not have like made up this idea for us. Like San Diego was not in the picture. My mom coming to watch our house and our pup and have a good time.
5 whole days and enjoy it.
And her enjoying it. Like that, I would have never thought of that. Having a Mustang convertible to drive to San Diego. Yeah. I would have not thought of any of that. I just knew, man, I wish we could get out of the house. Man, I wish XYZ. It's been such a hard season. But like all of these little things felt so needed. And the reason I chose the conference in San Diego, by the way, was because like it was pretty much the only one available in my field in the time frame that I had for the conference. So it was like,
it's not like you were like trying to manufacture this. You were like, well, it's the only one I can go to.
Yeah. It was
and you
like,
weren't even excited about the topic at first. You're like, I don't really know too much about this. So you were hesitant.
So yeah, like I'm primarily a graphic designer and I like marketing, but I was like, I'll go and there's got to be something there for me and I can bring it back to my team, XYZ. But I was nervous about it because I was like, I'm not going to a design conference. But in any case,
but it was everything you needed and more.
It was so interesting. Like, it was everything and more. And the fact that it was like this random picked location and conference happened to be a location that we ended up just falling in love with and having the best time.
Everything, the hotel, the local places that I found while I was like traipsing around, the people that you met and learned from, the friends that you made. Yeah. Every little detail, it's like the universe just kind of handpicked things that we would love.
It felt like, it felt handpicked for us. And like we say God, so it felt like God handpicked everything for us of like, you would enjoy this, you would enjoy this. And like, I couldn't have thought of it for myself. I really couldn't have.
So. I was even walking around one day by the marina and there was just like this big, gorgeous structure with like live music coming out of it. And I was just like, I feel like I'm getting serenaded. I feel like,
that's amazing.
Like, I just feel like I'm being wooed this whole time.
Like somebody was like, hey, I know you've gone through it. I've seen you go through it. And just like, I don't know.
Just relax. Just rest. Here's some hope for your future.
Yeah.
You are loved. Remember that. It was just like this giant hug. And it just feels, I don't know. I was in a lot of pain before. And it refreshed me and healed me a lot.
Yeah.
So
I feel like you could see all that stuff and kind of just naturally be like, go with the flow. But I don't know. I really enjoy how you see the world and how you've kind of opened me up to like this thing that feels so specific to me. Like if I think that I could feel loved by knowing it was like handpicked for me or signed from the universe, something like that, then it's like, why not believe that, you know, like why not believe that this thing is meant for me, or it's a sign of hope, or it's, you know, XYZ. So,
and it's not like your thing's not going to be, maybe it is, but your thing's probably not going to be a trip to San Diego. So you have to
if it is, that'd be funny.
I have some recommendations for breakfast places. No, but like we all have our things that speak to us. Like a lot of people hate a Mustang. I love them. It was very specific to me. So yeah, just keep your eyes open to the love the universe is trying to throw to you. Because like life ebbs and flows. You're going to get these really, really dark, hard seasons. But they're only just seasons. And there's always going to be light after that. The hard thing doesn't last for forever. It comes in waves and it comes in seasons. And so keep your eyes out to the season of joy and hope and refreshment, you know?
Yeah. It probably has to do with like our deeper belief that God loves us and just as we are, and we are handpicked, we're, you know, made perfectly in the eyes of God. And I don't know, I just think that like that has felt like such a beautiful belief. Like I am enough, I am so loved. And it's just kind of fun to think that these little things that speak to me, like I like butterflies a lot. I don't know if it's a sign like from God to me, but when I see them, I get really happy. And sometimes they're just randomly, and I love that. Sometimes they're in really like pivotal moments. And I don't know, it's just fun to think like, oh, that could be a sign that God loves me, or, oh, you know, that's a sign that things are gonna be hopeful, or.
Yeah. And it's easy. Like it's easier for me, and I'm sure for you too, when you hit these seasons that are hard. Like the easy thing, the cop-out thing would be like, oh, to be hopeless about it. You know, like my dog died. I watched him die slowly and quickly in front of me in a span of months. And him and I were extremely close. And I have PTSD, and I'm an 8 on the ACEs scale. You know, like there's a lot of things that I've gone through. And then just recently in the last year, in the last 12 months, like I've been injured multiple times. In the last 2 years, I've been majorly injured multiple times. And so I could look at this and be like, the universe is shitting on me. It hates me. Like, what the heck?
Everything is against me.
Yeah. And I would just like to remind you, like, we can't, it's not the universe's fault. It's not God's fault. It doesn't speak to your value, the hand that you're dealt. We all have things that we have to deal with. That's just life. I have cards that I have to deal with, and they're not fun. And they're quote unquote not fair, but fair doesn't matter. Fair doesn't exist. We just have to like live and thrive anyway, and choose joy anyway, and choose to hold on to hope anyway, because hope is going to get you through it. And the hard thing doesn't last for forever. You know, there's San Diego around the corner. There's, you know, your future partner, your future best friend, or a new job opportunity, or a season of rest. Like there's hope around the corner. So we're all going to come into these really, really, really freaking hard seasons, and we're all going to come out of them too. Yeah.
And I do feel like it's not just like black and white, like it hasn't been for us in terms of like, it was really hard and now it's really good.
No.
Like, I remember
it's still hard in a lot of ways.
No, but it's been good in all of it. Like I feel like I have seen signs of, and I don't know if that's like the right word to use or anything like that, but I feel like I've seen signs of hope and of love even in the hard.
Yeah, especially seasons. I would say especially in the hard.
Yeah, like literally we talked about this last time, but a few days after we had to put Caius down, we went to the dog beach with Aliko, and one of the first dogs that he saw was
like a twin to Caius.
Yeah, red Tri-Aussie. He ran up to him. He was so excited to just see a dog that looked like his brother that he didn't have anymore. And that's just going to make me cry. But
yeah, they just ran around and played on the beach together. It was crazy.
It felt like a sign from the universe. Like you're loved. You're going through it. You know, I see it, you know, here and there. And it feels really good to notice those things and to keep tabs of those things, because it's like, why not take the opportunity to feel a little extra like there's hope and there's love for me. And
yeah, and it can be something as small as like I'm running on the elliptical again, you know, and that's small, but that's also huge. Like I couldn't walk for a long time.
That's huge.
So keep your eyes out for the good, even in the hard seasons. And the hard season's not going to last for forever. We love you guys.
Yeah. I believe that every one of you is deeply loved by us, by your friends, family, the universe. And I hope that you see that, you know, on your day-to-day, in random moments where you don't expect it. I hope that you can have that and see that.
Mm-hmm. If it's hard with your community or your family, you know, you have a chosen family, and when you're listening to this podcast, we're in it, and we love you, and we believe in you.
I think that's it. Well, we love you guys. We will see you next week, and thanks for coming to our place.
Bye.